Hey guys, today's video is about what if Izuku have all Uchiha power. So let's start.
Chapter 1, Betrayal. Narrator P. Of. We start this story of with Izuku as he is just starting to wake to that he can begin his day. He goes downstairs after he has gotten dressed, showered, and got himself ready to go to school. Izuku goes downstairs expecting to see his classmates in the common area of the dorms, but to his surprise no one is there. Izuku POV. I go downstairs expecting to see my classmates, but my surprise no one was there. I guess they must already be in class. Better get going. I do not want to make Izawa-sensei angry. Time skip to UA. As Izuku arrives at school, he was walking down the halls. He feels as if something was off. It was this weird tension in the air, but he thought that it was all in his head. He arrives at 1A door. The minute he opens the door, he is met with glares from all of his classmates. Izuku, hey guys, is everything L? Do not talk to us, your damn traitor. Yelled Ochako. Ida, we know exactly what you did, villain. Izuku, huh? What are talking Abu? Before he can even finish that statement, he was met with an explosion from Bakugo. Bakugo, you damn nerd, I can't believe that you of all people would do this to Kuu. Izuku, getting up slowly. What are you talking cock and what is going on? Says confused. Mina, we know what you did. Midoriya blast acid at him. Shoto shoots ice at Deku, tripping his legs so that he cannot move. There now, you can't run away. Momo creates a bow staff and hits Deku in his stomach and in his head. As the rest of the class starts attacking Izuku, punching him, kicking him, using their quirks on him, beating him so bad to the point he is down on the ground bleeding from his head as he has bruises all over his body. Izuku tries to get up and gets hit with another explosion from Bakugo ga. He falls back down on the floor. All Might, Nezu, Midnight, Izawa, Present Mike then enter the classroom along with some police officers. Nezu, Izuku, Midoriya, you have been caught on camera stealing files from UA and handing them over to the League of Villains. Izuku, W, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. You gotta believe me, Nezu. There is no way that I could. He couldn't even finish his sentence when he gets punched in the gut by All Might. And that's enough out, you villain. We have proof. Pulls up video of Izuku breaking into UA and sneaking out to later give the files to Kurogiri and Shigaraki. Izuku, shocked, that's not me, Nezu. All Might, you have to believe me, that is not me. As he says this, All Might takes a strand of hair from Izuku. All Might, I'm taking back what rightfully belongs to me. You are a true disappointment, young Midoriya. As this happens, the police have placed handcuffs on Izuku and now escorting him out of UA and into a police car, taking him to Tartarus. At Tartarus, the police officers have arrived at the prison with Izuku now depressed, still cannot believe that everyone he trusted turned their backs on him, with only one person still believing in him, that person being his mother, Inko Midoriya. Inko POV. As I had just got done running errands, I gets home, sit down and turn on the TV, but when I do that, what I saw completely shattered my heart completely. News reporter. After thorough investigations, we finally have the identity of the UA traitor, and he has been taken into police custody. UA student Izuku Midoriya has been charged with stealing and assisting villains and is being taken to Tartarus prison. As I saw this, I drove down to UA to get some answers as to what is going on with my son being called the so-called traitor of UA. There is no way that my son can do something like this. When I got to UA, I demanded to speak to Nezu to find out what is happening. As I am walking in Nisa's office, some people stare at me with some glares as they started to whimper, saying many hurtful things about my son. Nezu, Ms. Midoriya, what is Sue? Cut the pleasantries, Nezu, what the hell is going on? Inko yelled as she is not in the mood where she usually happy and smiling. She is now angry, hurt and worried. She interrupted a meeting that Nezu was having about the events that had occurred with Izuku Midoriya. Inko, what the hell are you thinking, saying that my son is the traitor of UA and working with villains? Answer me. All Might, Ms. Midoriya, please calm down. Do not tell me to calm down. What proof do you honestly have that connects my son to all this bullshit? Nezu, plays video of Izuku stealing the files. This is the proof that we received of Midoriya stealing files and giving them to the villains that attacked the youth. Inko, and you honestly think that Izuku could do this? That could be someone with a transformation quirk. All Might, Ms. Midoriya, I know that this is hard for you to believe, but the proof is right there, and we also have pictures of him as well. Inko loses her temper and slaps All Might with tears and anger in her eyes. My son admired you more than anyone else. He idolized you, listened to every word you said when you told me that you would look after him while he WS here at UAU, his favorite hero, his idol. He told me that you were like a father to him. He loved training with you. I will protect him, Inko. I will look after him while he is at UA. Inko, starts walking towards the exit of Nisa's office, but when she reaches the door she stops and looks back towards Nezu, All Might and all the heroes in the meeting with tears of anger going down her face. Before I go, let me tell you all this. If anything happens to my son in that prison, I will never forgive any of you, and if something happens to him and he is innocent, his blood will be on your hands. She leaves the office, leaving the heroes to think about what they did. Time skip at Tartarus. We now go to Tartarus prison. It has been a month since Izuku has been sent here. He tries to stay to himself and stay out of trouble, but in a prison that has the worst criminals in all of Japan, that is just not possible. Izuku POV. It has been a month since I have been in here, thinking of so many ways that I can survive while I am in here. So far I haven't been in any trouble. I try to avoid trouble by keeping quiet and doing what I am told. My mom visited me the day after I got arrested. It feels good to know that at least someone believes that I am innocent. Flashback Izuku. Izuku, hi mom, how have you been holding up? Inko, my poor baby, I can't believe they sent you here. I knew that from the moment I saw you getting arrested on the news, that this whole UA traitor mess is just a big lie. How have you been since you've been in here? Izuku, well, it's not easy, but I'll be fine. So far I have been able to avoid trouble by doing what I'm told and just wait for my trial. Inko, don't worry son, I promise that I will do whatever I can to prove your innocence, so don't give up hope son. As she says that, a guard came and told Izuku his time is up. Izuku, well mom, I have to go now, stay strong, I will be alright, I love you. Mom smiles at his mother with a loving smile. Inko, I love you too son. Chapter 1 end. Chapter 2, Pain and the Encounter. Narrator PO. As news of Izuku's imprisonment spread like wildfire, the media has been all over UA, with many others reacting to the news in their own way. Class 1A was sad, thinking that their classmate / former friend betrayed them. Kirishima, Denki, Sero, Ojiro, Shoji, Tokoyami, and Sato trained, trying to forget about all of the events that have happened, while the girls were sitting around the common area talking with Ochako. Taking the news of the man she loved being a traitor has completely broken her heart. Momo, Mina, Toru, Sue, and Jiro all tried to cheer her up, but it did not work, as she completely hated Izuku for what he did. However, some did not completely believe that Izuku is capable of doing something like this. These people being the students of Class 1B. Itsuka Kendo did not truly believe that Midoriya could have been the traitor. It does not make sense to her. Many others in her class believe he is innocent also. Kendo POV. As I sit in class thinking about all of the events that has transpired this past month, at being Class 1A, Izuku, Midoriya being arrested, the girls and the guys of Class 1B agree with me. Also Kendo, said Setsuna, getting the orange-haired girl's attention. Kendo, what is it Setsuna? Setsuna, you have spacing out a lot lately, you okay? Kendo, it's just I can't stop thinking about what happened to Midoriya. Setsuna, yeah, it's crazy, right, but the way his friends treated him, though, that was just wrong. In all honesty, I don't think he did it. Monoma, you think so as well, huh? Kendo, huh, wait, you believe Midoriya is innocent? Monoma, of course I do. I may not like Class 1A, but that just because some of them are arrogant and egotistical. Midoriya is an alright guy. Pony, wow, never would I thought that Monoma would be complimenting someone from Class 1A. Monoma, hey, not cool, Pony. Class 1B laughs. Kendo, there is just no way he could do something like this. I just don't believe it. Aizawa POV. There is just something completely wrong here. I have been tirelessly trying to gather evidence to prove that Midoriya is not the traitor after everyone else has given up on him, but as his teacher I will not turn my back on him, not after what his mother told us. Flashback Aizawa. Inko, if something happens to my son while he is locked up in prison and he is found innocent, the first will never forgive you and his blood will be on your hands. Aizawa, just hang on, problem child, I promise you will be free. Time skip 2 months later. Shigaraki, I can't believe it, my plan actually worked. All Might turned his back on that brat just like I said he would. Master, ha 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 ha, I'm so happy, I feel like a little kid on Christmas. Kurogiri, yes, I didn't actually think that All Might would betray the kid. All for one. It appears that the poor boy truly has no hope left. Why don't we go ahead and finish the job? Shigaraki, so you're gonna do that, huh, master? All for one, yes. Tomura, make the call. Kurogiri, yes, master. Time skip 2 months later. It has been 3 months since Izuku was in prison. Since he has been here, things have completely gone bad for the former hero in training. Since he has been there, he has been attacked by the prisoners in there. After they found out he went to UA, so many prisoners would beat him down. Sometimes he would be too weak to move, but he kept hope that someone will get him out of here. As he lays his head down on his bed, as he tries to go to sleep, he cries, tears flowing like an endless river because he was hurting both mentally and physically. He cries as he tries to go to sleep, but he whispered something. Izuku, someone please help me, he says as he cries himself to sleep. Later during the night, some prisoners managed to convince the guard to let them into Izuku's cell. Prisoner number 1: wakey wakey kid. As he grabs Izuku out of his bed, the other 2 prisoners held him up, holding both of Izuku's arms. Using as much strength as he could, he tried to resist, but it was pointless as the prisoners pulled out their knives, pointing them at Izuku, saying, Prisoner number 1: well kid, it seems the big man no longer has any use for you anymore, so it's time for you to die, kid. As he says that, all the prisoners that were in the cell start stabbing Izuku as he screams in pain after being stabbed in his stomach, his back. He has cuts all in his stomach. When they were done, the prisoners dropped Izuku's body to the ground as blood leaked out like a river, constantly flowing. Before the prisoners left, one of them picked up Izuku's head and said, all for one sends his regards. He told us to do this. He wanted to plunge into despair to make you feel pain, and now all that is left for you to do is die. He drops Izuku's head, leaving his cell and leaving Izuku to die. Izuku: so this is it, huh? This is how I die in prison, suffering for a crime I didn't commit. As he says this, as he starts to have flashbacks of his life, his birth, his imprisonment, to his friends that betrayed him, his last conversation with his mother. Izuku: no, that is not how this is gonna end. This is not the end of me. I will get out of here. I will live on. There is so much more that I have to do. I have to get free. I have to bring peace to the world. I have to become the number 1 hero. I have to change this society. I cannot die now. There is still so much left to do. As he fall unconscious? So this is the kid, huh? Yeah, this is him. Look at what they did to him. Unbelievable to think the world is still messed up even after we have died. Hey kid, wake up. Izuku opens his eyes as he looks around. He is in Grassfield. Where am I? Am I dead? No, you're not dead, kid. Izuku: who said that? He turns around to see 5 men standing behind him. Izuku: who are you? We are the Uchihas. Chapter 2: The End. Chapter 3: Meeting. Narrator: POV. Izuku, who has now awoken in a plain grass field surrounded by 5 men staring at him on the ground. He looks up at them with both shock and confusion. He then speaks. Izuku: the Uchihas. Wait, where are we? I died, didn't I? No, I can't be dead. I just can't be. My mom, after everything I have done, only to die on the floor in a prison for something I never did, damn it. Start to cry and punch the ground repeatedly, tears going down his eyes. Pain, rage, despair are all coming at Izuku as he says, everything that I have done, all of my hard work, everything that I have worked so hard for, all of it has been taken away. My dream of being the number 1 hero, what now? I have nothing left. My life is completely over. Everything that I had worked so damn hard for is now gone. You're not dead, kid. Izuku looks up at the man. What do you mean I'm not dead? I got stabbed multiple times. I have been framed for a crime I did not commit, betrayed by my friends and mentors. Everyone that I thought were my friends and family turned their backs on me when I needed them the most. You are not dead, Izuku Midoriya. Now enough with your whining brat. ? We know everything that has happened to you throughout your whole life, Izuku Midoriya, from the moment you were diagnosed as quirkless to your meeting with All Might to the use AALL, the way to you being framed. We are here because we were given a chance to right the wrongs that we have done in our past. Izuku: right the wrongs? Wait, who exactly are you? ? I will go first. My name is Madara Uchiha. ? My name is Obito Uchiha. ? My name is Sasuke Uchiha. ? Shisui Uchiha. ? Itachi Uchiha. Izuku: so what are all of you doing here? Madara: we have been given a second chance to right all of the wrongs that we have done in the past. Izuku: right the wrongs of your past? What does that mean? Madara: each one of us has committed many sins in the past, all so that we could achieve peace. Izuku: peace? Madara: yes, let me tell you the story about the Uchiha clan and the world we lived in. Izuku sits down and listens. Madara: all right to know about our reasons for being here and inside your mind. Wait, my mind, said Izuku. Madara: yes, your mind. You went into a coma after being attacked. Right now you are in a hospital bed fighting for your life. Izuku: a coma? Madara: yes, now to understand who we are and what we did, I must tell you about the Uchiha clan and the world we lived in. Madara, now let us begin. Before quirks came into existence centuries ago, there was a world filled with many people who had chakra. Izuku chakra. Madara, yes, chakra was the life energy in the body that can be used in a special way known as jutsu. Izuku, jutsus. Madara, nods. In the world we lived in there were no heroes but there were ninjas. Izuku, intrigued. Madara, in this world in my era there are many powerful clans that waged war against each other. This is my story. Madara tells the story in the video. Madara shows Izuku everything from his childhood to his family history, the Uchiha curse of hatred, his brother's death, founding the Hidden Leaf Village, to him leaving the leaf, his final battle with Hashirama, being revived, achieving the ultimate Tsukiyomi, to being betrayed by Black Zetsu and being turned into Kaguya. Izuku, amazed, wow, I can't believe that you did all of that to achieve peace. Madara, yes, when you grow up in a world filled with nothing but constant war and bloodshed, you would do anything just so that you would not witness such a horrible thing, watching loved ones dying in front of your eyes, watching helplessly as they take their final breath. Madara, with you I have been given a chance to right all of those wrongs and atone. Having known what I know now, looking back, I wish I could done things differently. With you I have been given that chance. I can give you the power to help you become the hero you want to be. Now tell me, Izuku, will you use this power to help others and bring peace to this corrupted society? Madara reaches out his hand. Izuku shakes Madara's hand. Yes, master, I promise. Obito, now it is time to hear my story, young Izuku. Narrator POV. As Obito tells his story, we cut to Inko Midoriya looking for evidence to clear her son's name. She has been in contact with Shota Aizawa, working hard to gather you some kind of evidence. She has been working tirelessly trying to figure something out that could possibly help her son, but nothing came to her until it hit her. Inko POV. An idea had came to mind that my son always kept his notebooks about heroes, always writing down as much information about their quirks, weaknesses, and how they could improve. Inko, they have to be here somewhere. She looks around Izuku's room frantically looking for the notebooks he kept. Inko found them, looks through the notebooks, and sees all of Class 1A information about their quirks, weaknesses, and strength. Inko, this will prove he is innocent right here. Sho gathers all of his notebooks that she found. I have to tell Aizawa about this. Phone rings. Inko looks at phone and sees that it's Aizawa. Shota, good, I'm glad that you called. I have found some evidence that could prove Izuku is Ino. Aizawa, Inko says in a sad tone. Inko, what wrong? Shota, you sound sad. Aizawa, it's about Izuku. He was attacked in prison. Inko, quiet, doesn't even respond. Aizawa, Inko, there, are you okay? Inko, I will talk to you later. Shota starts to cry. After the phone call, Inko went to visit her son the next day. When she got there were others as well, such as Nezu, All Might, Midnight, Aizawa, and Present Mic. All Might walks toward Inko. Ms. Midoriya, Inko cuts him off. I do not want to hear it. All Might, as far as I'm concerned, nothing that you could say now will help anything, so the best thing for you to do is stay away from me. She looks at him with anger in her eyes, so much anger that if looks could kill, All Might would be dead 100x over. Doctor, are all of you here for Mr. Midoriya? Oh, yes. Inko, I am his mother. How is my son? Dr. Ms. Midoriya, I apologize for what happened to your son. When we found him, he was laying in a pool of his own blood with multiple stab wounds in his stomach and back. He was barely alive when he was brought in here. Inko could not take any more, broke down crying tears with the information she just heard. Doctor, we had to put him in coma. We do not know when he will wake you up, if he will wake up. Inko, my baby, no, you're lying. Please tell me you're lying. My son can't be, he just can't be. Looks at Nezu. Inko, this is all your damn fault. The reason my son is laying in a hospital bed fighting for his life right now is because of you. Inko crying. Nezu, Ms. Midoriya, please allow us to give you any assistance you may need. Inko, no. You have done enough after everything that has happened. Now you want to help my son. Look at what you have done. As I said before, I will not forgive any of you for this. I hold you as solely responsible for this. Inko looks at the window in Izuku's hospital room. Night-Eye, is Izuku in this pic? Inko stares at her son with sadness in her eyes. Aizawa, Ms. Midoriya, if there is anything I can do, please do not hesitate to call. Inko, thank you Shota, but if you don't mind, I would like to be left alone with my son. Aizawa, understood. Nezu, All Might, Aizawa, Present Mic, and Midnight leaves. All Might looks back at Izuku before leaving, contemplating on if he made the right choice in taking away his quirk. Yes, if I did not mention it, I am sorry, but before Izuku was taken away, All Might took a strand of Izuku's hair and took back one for all. Inko tries to stay with her son, but since he is in prison she cannot, which just hurt her even more. After all of that, Inko leaves the prison hoping and praying that her baby boy wakes up from his coma and comes home. Please wake up and come home, Izuku. Chapter 3, The End. Chapter 4, Stories of the Past. Narrator POV. We start this story off with Izuku, who has just finished listening to Obito's story how he became evil by losing the love of his life, and the sins he committed followed by being manipulated by Madara. Izuku POV. Izuku, man, I can begin to imagine what kind of hell you all must went through in your time you lost the woman you loved thinking your best friend killed her when in reality she jumped in front of his attack. Obito, yes, after watching Rin die in front of my eyes, it was then and there I fell victim to the Uchiha curse of hatred. Remember these words, Midoriya, may they echo throughout your mind and live forever in your heart. Obito, when a man learns to feel love he must also bear the risk of feeling hate. Izuku, nods, thank you Obito-sensei. Itachi, well, now that you have heard from those two I suppose it's my turn now. Izuku, so Itachi-sensei, you said that you all lived many years ago, how come there are no other clan members besides you five? Itachi, let me tell you my story, better yet I can show you the story of Itachi Uchiha. Skip to 153. Izuku, so that is your story. Itachi, yes, I did everything that I possibly could to prevent my family from following through on their coup d'etat. My father, who was the leader of the clan at the time, wanted me to try and convince the rest of our clan that war was not the answer. Think about it, on one hand, if my family goes through with their plan and if I had joined them, they would have caused a civil war in the village which would have ended up killing many innocent civilians, especially children that have nothing to do with it. Even if by some chance we would fought and won, there is a chance that an enemy Asian would attack when we would be trying to recover. Then on the other hand, by killing my family and sparing my younger brother, the village would be saved and no war will occur. I chose to sacrifice everything just so that I could save my younger brother's life and the village, in return making him hate me, having him grow up all alone with the sole purpose of wanting to kill me and restore our clan's honor. Izuku, speechless. Itachi, Izuku, I offer you this wisdom along with my power. Protect everyone you can with the best of your abilities, no matter what it takes. Shisui, well, I guess it's my turn to tell you my story. Just like Itachi, I too was praised as one of the best in the Uchiha clan, known all around as Shisui the Teleporter. Izuku, wow, that sounds so cool. Shisui, yay, it's good that you think so. Now I was trying to help Itachi prevent a war from happening in the village until Danzo stopped me. Skip to 632. Shishi, Danzo was a cold, calculating snake that plotted behind the Hokage's back so much that he even tried to assassinate Lord Hokage. Izuku, shocked, and he let him live. There is no way he could just let that slide. Shisui, don't worry, there is no need to worry about that now. It is all in the past. Now that you have heard my story, I have these words to say to you. Be a hero that this society can believe and use my power to bring about a change in this world. Izuku stands up. I swear that I will, Shisui-sensei. Sasuke, I guess there is only Madame left. Huh, well, get ready, kid, because you are about to hear the story of Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke, my journey started when I was 7 years old. Coming home from the academy, I was late because I was doing some training. As I was rushing home, I noticed that a lot of dead bodies were laying all around the Uchiha clan district. I was scared beyond belief. I couldn't believe someone could do this to my clan, so I ran to my house as fast as I can. When I get there, I see what I never wanted to see again in my life: my parents laying there dead, covered in their own blood. But what I saw next completely changed everything for me. I see none other than my brother stand over the dead bodies of our parents. When I asked him why he did, he said that it was to test the limits of his abilities. Izuku, listening intently. Sasuke, hearing that at the time I did not know the truth behind it all. That night changed me completely. After my brother knocked me unconscious, I woke up in the hospital. I overheard the nurses talking about how I am the only surviving member of my clan. Sasuke, I grew up hating my brother for what he did, thinking that he was a villain, but he turned out to be the hero, sacrificing everything so that I could live. When we battled, I had finally gotten my revenge, but it didn't make me feel better, it made me feel empty. But when I learned the truth about what really happened that night, I felt terrible. I could not apologize to my brother for killing him. Although he did kill our clan, it was not his choice, he was ordered to do so. Sasuke, my whole life I hated my brother, but now looking back at things, I wish that I would have known the truth. Maybe I could have changed father's mind. Maybe I could have prevented the coup. If only Itachi would have looked me in the eyes and told me the calmly and honest truth, things would have probably been different. Sasuke, Izuku, Midoriya, when you use our powers, make sure that you not only protect the ones you care about, but also make sure that you fully understand the decisions that make, and make sure those decisions do not endanger anyone. Madara, now that you have heard our stories and seen things from our perspective, what will you do when we lend you our powers? Izuku Midoriya, will you use our power to bring pain to those that have wronged you and destroy hero society? Or will you walk the path of a true hero and become the hero that this world desperately needs? Izuku thinks about the stories that he has been told by the Uchihas as he thinks about his mother and his life, what has happened to him until now, as he closes his eyes and thinks about the everything, his former friends, his broken relationship with them, his former mentor, All Might, his former teachers at UA, as he finally comes to a decision. I will use your powers to bring the peace that you all sought after for so long. I will make this world a better place than it ever was. All of the Uchihas smiled at the young greenette boy, seeing the determination in his eyes gave them full conviction as they hold out their hands toward Izuku for him to place his under theirs. When this happened, Izuku felt power coursing throughout his entire body as all of the powers of all the 5 Uchihas, their memories, their jutsus, everything that they know has now been transferred to Izuku. Izuku, getting up after receiving the powers bestowed upon him from the 5 Uchihas, Izuku feels as if he can take on the world. Izuku, I feel like I could take on the world right now. This feels incredible. Itachi, just because we gave you our powers doesn't mean you can use them right off the bat. You will still have to train and get your body to its physical peak so that you could use all of our powers and then some. Madara, how about we do this? Performs hand sign summoning jutsu. The ground starts to shake, then out of nowhere they have changed locations. They were now in a library with a bookcase filled with books and scrolls that go on for eternity. Izuku, what is all of this? Shisui, and here these books and scrolls have all the information on all the great ninja clans and their jutsus that existed many centuries ago. All of this knowledge that you see now tells you the complete history of the shinobi world. Izuku, wow, so much information, this is really incredible. Madara, while you are in here we will be training you on how to use our powers, and by the time we are through with you no one will be able to challenge you. Izuku, how long will this training take, master? Madara, well, you have 5 of us here and you have to learn all of this information, so I say about 100 years. Izuku, 100 years, there is no way I could live that long. Itachi, calm down in your mindscape. 100 years in here is 10 days in the real world. Izuku, really? Sasuke, yes, really. Obito, so are you ready to begin your training, kid? Izuku, yes, sensei. Madara, get ready, kid, because this is about to be 100 years of hell. Smirks. Izuku, bring it on. Chapter 4, The End. Chapter 5, Tragic News. Narrator POV. After visiting her son, seeing him in that state made Inko feel as if she had failed as a mother. When she got home it was nearly impossible for her to sleep. Every time she tried she would have nightmares of Izuku being hurt in front of her eyes, and she could not do anything about it. She even had a nightmare where Izuku died right in her arms as she begged for him to open his eyes with tears streaming down her face as she looks at the lifeless face of her son. Inko POV. Izuku. I screamed his name as I woke up from another nightmare about Izuku getting hurt. Just another bad dream, I said as I get out of bed and walk to the kitchen to make some coffee. When I get done making my coffee I hear a knock at the door. I go to open it to see my best friend Mitsuki. Inko, hello Mitsuki, how are you? Mitsuki, hi Inko, I am fine. How have you been since hearing about Izuku? I have been worried about you. Inko, I would be lying if I said I was fine, but honestly I am a wreck. Mitsuki, I can tell I haven't stopped thinking about it. When you told me over the phone you look like you haven't been getting enough sleep, I can tell by the bags under your eyes. Inko, seeing my son in that state I just could not bear it, seeing him hurt fighting for his life. It scares me thinking that he just might die. Mitsuki, don't talk like that Inko, this is Izuku we are talking about. He has faced danger before and survived no matter what happens. Izuku dying is something I can't see happening. Inko, thank you Mitsuki, I am so lucky to have a great friend like you. By the way, how has Katsuki been handling all of this? Mitsuki, that damn boy, he acts as if Izuku and him were never friends. He said that he got exactly what he deserves. Sometimes I wonder why he hates him so much. All Izuku ever did was try and help him, but his ego and pride is just huge to acknowledge him. Inko, you know I was not gonna tell you this, but in one of Izuku's notebooks he talks about everything Katsuki has done to him since they were little. Mitsuki, what are you talking about Inko? Inko, Izuku was bullied by Katsuki his entire life since he found out about Izuku being quirkless. All of the bruises he tried to hide from me, his torn school clothes, lying every time he came home saying everything was alright when I could see it in his eyes he was telling a lie. Mitsuki sits there taking in all of the information she just heard about what her son did to the boy she considered a nephew. Mitsuki gets down on both of her knees, much to the surprise of Inko. She started crying and apologizing for the many horrible things her son has done. Mitsuki: Inko, words cannot express how sorry I am. Have I would have known about all of this, I would have dealt with Katsuki a lot harsher than I should have. I am sorry for everything, and if Izuku was here I would apologize to him for the horrible things that he has done. She says this as tears were flowing down her face. Inko: do not worry, Mitsuki, I do not hold you responsible for anything that has happened to my son. He never talked to anybody about this. Inko then grabs the remote and turns on the TV. When she does this, as she turns on the news and listens to what is happening today. Newslady: breaking news, we are coming to you live with terrible news, as it was discovered that Izuku Midoriya, who was identified as the UA traitor, has been killed. It's as if time had stopped for Inko and Mitsuki, as Inko could not take any more. Fainted Mitsuki became frantic. Inko. Wake up, Inko. She grabbed her phone and quickly dialed 911. The news about the death of Izuku Midoriya spread throughout the entire state of Japan. When the news hit UA, many people reacted in a way none would expect. At UA. Nezu: he's dead. I can't believe it. He is dead. Izuku Midoriya is dead, he says, as he could not believe that a former student of his has been killed. All Might: there is no way, right, Nezu? He can't be. Tell me this is some sort of sick joke, Nezu, please. He says this trying to fight back tears in his eyes. I am afraid that this is true, All Might, Nezu says as his attention turns towards Tay TV. To Class 1A dorms. Everyone was in the common room after they have just saw the news about Izuku being dead. Although they still think he was a villain, they did not really care. Some even cheered for his death. This news did not sit well with Class 1B representative Itsuka Kendo, who may not have been close to Midoriya, but she felt bad that he can never get a chance to clear his name. Many others in Class 1B felt bad for Izuku being arrested for being a traitor, and now he will never be free. Now he is gone, never getting the chance to clear his name. Narrator POV. We cut back to the Dagoba hospital. In one of the rooms lies Inko Midoriya, who passed out after she received the news of her son's death. Mitsuki did not want to leave her friend's side after everything that has happened to her since her son was arrested. She felt that it was best to stay with Inko. Mitsuki POV. As I am sitting in the hospital room nervously waiting for Inko to wake up, I didn't think it was best to leave her, because ever since Izuku's arrest she has been all alone. I try to visit her a lot to keep her company so that she does not fall into depression. Inko. Slowly waking up. Mitsuki: Inko, thank God. How are you feeling? You had me worried sick. Inko. Sits up completely. Mitsuki. Mitsuki: don't worry, I won't leave your side. I know that a lot has happened with Izuku. Boo, please Inko, please be strong. If not for me, do it for Izuku, because he would not want you to feel down. Inko starts to cry, hearing the words of her longtime friend, reaches over and hugs Mitsuki as she cries on her friend's shoulder. The death of her son finally taking its toll on her after everything that she has done to try and prove his innocence. Inko: Mitsuki, I need to ask you for a favor. Mitsuki: what is it, Inko? Inko: I want you to take these notebooks to Principal Nisa's office. These notebooks belong to Izuku. They have all the information of his classmates' quirks in them, written down completely. Mitsuki: what, really? She takes the notebooks and reads over them. This is incredible. Who knew Izuku could write down all of this information? Inko: my son may be gone, but as his mother I will make sure that I will clear his name. Mitsuki: do not worry, I will make sure to take these to Nezu right away. She gives Inko a hug, then leaves to the room. Dr. OMS Midoriya, you are finally awake. Now that you are up, we can talk about you passing out. Inko: I'm sorry if I caused any trouble. Doctor: no, not at all. MS Midoriya, we ran some tests on you and it seems that you have been under a lot of stress lately with your son being in trouble. I can completely understand now. We will keep you overnight and run some more tests. With any luck you could probably go home tomorrow, okay? Inko: okay, thank you, doctor. Doctor leaves. Later that night. As Inko was asleep in her bed, the cool breeze blowing into her window, she then woke up in sweat after having a bad dream again about Izuku. Inko: I still can't sleep peacefully. She sits up in her bed. I can't believe you're gone, Izuku. Oh, I wish that this did not happen. If I could change everything, I would do it in a heartbeat, just so that I can have you here with me. I miss you so much. I really wish that I could see your smiling face just one more time. She starts to cry. Then suddenly out of nowhere a swirling vortex appears, scaring Inko, thinking that someone got into her hospital room. Out of the vortex comes a man wearing a mask with a sword on his back. Masked man: are you Inko Midoriya? Inko: scared? Why, yes, who are you? Masked man: do not be afraid, I am not here to hurt you. I come on behalf of your son Izuku. Inko: my son? Wait, how do you know my son? Who are you? Masked man: as I said, do not worry, I am not going to hurt you. Starts taking off mask. I could never hurt you. You are the only person that truly believed that I was innocent. Inko, innocent, wait, don't tell me, starts to tear up. Masked man, I could never hurt someone that believed in me, especially you. Izuku, Mom. Chapter 5, The End. Chapter 6: A New Resolve. Narrator POV. We start this story off in the hospital room with Inko Midoriya, who is staring at the masked man who has just entered her room, scared of the man. She thought that he was some sort of villain, but the man put all of her doubts at ease when he removed his mask, revealing that he was her son, who was Izuku Midoriya, who was presumed to be dead. Now face to face with baby boy after months of not seeing him, Inko is at a loss for words. Inko POV. I stare at the face of the man who entered my hospital room. Shocked would be the least of the emotions that I was feeling at the moment. My baby boy, who everyone thought died, was standing in front of me. Inko, tears streaming down her face. Izuku, is that really you? Could this be real? Am I dreaming? Please tell me if I am dreaming right now, because my heart cannot take any more. Izuku starts walking towards her, getting closer to his mother. He then reaches out his arms and gives his mother a comforting hug. Izuku, you are not dreaming, Mom, I really am alive, this is all real. Inko, crying tears of joy as she tightens the hug, not wanting to let her only son go. Inko, I am so glad that you are not dead. I have missed you so much, Izuku. Izuku, I have missed you as well, Mom. Now can you fill me in on what I have missed? Inko, wait, before all of that, how are you alive? What happened to you? The last time I saw you, you were in a coma. Izuku sighs, it is a long story, Mom. It would be better if I just showed you. Activates Sharingan. Inko, where are we, Izuku? Izuku, I am showing you my memories, what happened while I was in a coma and how I obtained all of these new powers. Earlier during the day, Izuku POV. I have been trying for a very long time. Training with my new sensei sure was not easy. Although they were very strict teachers, I managed to learn a lot from them. I started off my training with Sasuke sensei, getting my body into physical condition. With that, he also taught me all of the jutsus he knew. To his surprise, I had an affinity for all of the elements: fire, water, earth, lightning, and wind. He also taught me how to use a sword along with how to throw kunais and shurikens. I also read books on how to make fire bombs to set traps. With Obito sensei, he taught me his techniques with how to use his kamui, how I could utilize in battle with him, teaching me how to teleport with it as well, learning many things like his phasing ability could only last 5 minutes total. With a lot practice with it, I was able to increase the time of how long I can use it. Now with Itachi sensei, he was a true genius, teaching me about proper chakra control and using it wisely. He taught me about tree walking and water walking. Those things will come in handy one day. I also was able to read one of the books from the library, learning about medical ninjutsu. Knowing how to heal would be a really useful skill to have just in case I was in a bad scenario one day. With Shisui sensei, he taught me about being aware of my surrounding as well as to sense many different people even from far away. He also taught me his famous body flicker technique that he was so famous for. It took me a long time to finally get it down, but I was able to do it. He also told me about his Sharingan, how to use it and what it does, which I find very resourceful. Last but not least, training with Madara sensei was the hardest out of all of them. He taught me hand-to-hand combat along with his incredible powers. He told me about his strongest opponent was Hashirama Senju, how he was the only one to defeat him in battle. Seeing their fight puts all of the hero fights I have seen to shame. Madara taught ninjutsu as well, along with wood style, which he got from Hashirama. It took everything I had to learn all of the wood style jutsus that Madara knew. He would also kick my ass a lot whenever we sparred. One thing I learned about Madara sensei was that he showed no mercy when he fights. He told me something that really made want become stronger than I already was. Madara, stand up, brat, is this really the best that you could do? I haven't even broken a sweat yet. Izuku, on the ground breathing heavy and sweating hard, stands up, gets into his fighting stance facing Madara. Madara, that's it. Izuku, never surrender. Giving up is an outcome far worse than defeat. Giving up against your enemy is a sign of weakness that I do not tolerate. Weakness of any kind disgusts me, especially when you have the potential to grow stronger. Being weak is not the problem, but staying weak is. Always fight until you cannot stand. If you can still breathe, you can still fight. If you can still stand, you can still fight. Listen, young Izuku, fight until there is nothing left, until you can no longer stand, until there is no more blood flowing throughout your body. Fight until the battle is over and you are standing tall. With those words spoken to me, it filled me with a reason to keep pushing forward towards my dream of being the hero that this world needs. After all of the training, the 100 years were up and I have learned everything that there is to learn from my teachers, their Mangekyo Sharingan abilities and their Susanos, even the perfect Susanos. All that was left for me to do was go back and become a hero. Madara, well, brat, we have taught you everything that we know. Now that you have mastered all of our abilities, go on and become a hero that everyone can be proud of. Izuku, thank you, Master. I am eternally grateful for the many things that you have taught me. Before I go back into reality, I give them all one's last bow before a light overtakes me and I open my eyes in the real world. Izuku wakes up and sits up. Doctor, oh, you are finally awake, Mr. Midori. He couldn't get to finish that sentence when he looked into Izuku's eyes. Izuku, Kodo Amatsukami. Doctor gets put under genjutsu. Izuku gets out of bed and looks at the doctor. Good, now that you are under my control, here is what you are gonna do. You're gonna spread the word, inform everyone including the heroes that Izuku Midoriya is dead. Do you understand? Doctor, yes sir. Izuku, good, now that I am all healed up I shall be taking my leave. Do as I ordered now, doctor. Doctor, yes sir, leaves the room. Izuku, good, makes a blood clone, puts it in the hospital bed and pulls the covers over him. Izuku, now to take my leave, teleports using Kamui. Izuku appears in a nearby forest area outside of Mustafu. Izuku, okay, now to change out these prison clothes, but before I do that, does hand signs with style. 4-pillar house creation, places hand on the ground. Izuku, not too bad if I do say so myself. Madara, nice, not bad at all, kid. Izuku, now to get out of these clothes, changes out of his clothes and puts his new clothes on. This will be Deku's vigilante costume picture with a full body suit, but replace the mask with Obito's fourth great ninja war mask. Izuku, now time to pay some people a visit. Izuku disappears. At Tartarus prison. Warden, what do you mean the boy is dead? Doctor, just as I said, he is dead. No pulse, the machine stopped working, mean that there is no heartbeat, the boy heart has flatlined. Warden, damn it. The heroes aren't going to like this. As he says this, the lights in the prison then go out. Warden, what the hell is going on, a power outage? Suddenly they start hearing some prisoners screaming in pain. Prisoner gone, no stop please, head gets cut off. Warden, someone get the damn power back on now. When he says this, he hears more screams of pain coming from the prisoners as they are being killed, but they do not know who is doing it. When they were able to get the power back on, ran towards where they heard all of the screaming. When they get to the cell, the prisoners see it were scream what they then got there, only to be met with a horrible sight. Replace Itachi with Izuku and Sasuke as the warden. Warden, shocked beyond belief, I can't believe this, you did all of this, who the hell are you, why did you? He didn't get the chance to finish because he was placed under genjutsu. Izuku, now what you are gonna do is forget that you even saw me, you do not know who did this, and you will remember nothing of this conversation when you wake up, am I clear? Warden, yes sir. Izuku, good, now sleep. Warden, falls unconscious. Izuku, body flickers out of the prison. Guards, just now arriving. Guard 1: what the hell happened here, Warden? Guard 1: Warden, are you alright sir? Warden, wakes up, oh my head. Guard 1: sir, what happened here, what is with all of these dead bodies? Warden, I don't know. Back to Inko. Inko saw everything that Izuku just showed her and is speechless. Izuku, the men you saw me kill were the ones that attempted to kill me on the orders of the leader of the League of Villains. I believe that they are connected in all of this mess. Inko, so what will you do now, Izuku? Izuku stands up. First, I am gonna clear my name and prove my innocence, and I know exactly how I am gonna do that. Inko, but what if the heroes catch you? I can't bear the thought of you going back to prison. Izuku, don't worry mom, I am never going back to jail, I promise. And don't worry about the heroes, as strong as I am now they won't even be able to give me a challenge. Inko stands up, walks over to her son and hugs him. Be safe, Izuku. Izuku, I will mom, now get some rest, I will visit you whenever I can. Inko smiles, I love you son. Izuku, I love you to mom, see you later. Izuku disappears with Kamui. Inko goes back to her bed, lays down and falls asleep, finally reunited with her son, knowing that he is alive and well. She was finally able to have a peaceful good night's sleep. With Mitsuki. Mitsuki, I will head to UA first thing in the morning. When I wake up, I will not let my nephew pay for a crime he didn't commit. Walks out of her bathroom as she goes to her room dressed in her sleeping clothes. When she enters her room, she sees a man wearing a mask staring at her. Who, or she gets cut off as she looked into the man's eyes. Izuku, sorry Aunt. Mitsuki walks over towards her dresser as he grabs his notebooks as he turns and walks back towards her. Sorry, but I will clear my own name. You just continue to stay by my mom's side. You have been a great friend to her. Now when you wake up you will remember nothing of this conversation. She nods, good, now sleep. She falls asleep, but before she fell out, Izuku caught her and placed her on the bed as Izuku disappeared using Kamui. Chapter 6, The End. Chapter 7: Enter Vigilante Masked Ninja. Narrator POV. It was a calm night in downtown Mustafu, Japan as we cut to a simple market store as the cashier was counting his money and putting it in the register. He then started cleaning his countertop as he heard the door to the store open with a bell ring. Cashier, hello sir, how may I help you? Thug, pulls out gun aiming at the cashier, open your register right now and give me all of the fucking money. Cashier, scared shaking, oh okay please I will give you whatever you want, just please don't shoot me. Thug, I won't shoot you unless you give me the damn money, dumbass, now hurry up. Cashier immediately opens the register and hands the man all of the money in there. Thug, now we are talking as the thug counts the money that he took from the cashier. After he gets done he then cocks his gun and points at the cashier. Cashier, www wait, you said that you wouldn't shoot me if I gave you all of the money in the register, and I did. Thug, yeah I lied, bastard, you have seen my face and you know my voice, so there is no way that I can let you live. Cashier starts tearing up, please don't kill me, I have a family, a wife and a beautiful baby girl. Thug, so what do you think I give shit about that? Fuck your damn family, they will see your face again in a casket at your funeral, points gun at cashier. Cashier, preying on crying. Thug, as if time slowed down, he goes to pull the trigger. Cashier closes his eyes waiting for the gun to shoot, but then hears screaming. The cashier opens his eyes to see the thug on the ground holding his head screaming in pain. Thug, ah. Make it stop, ah, someone help, God passes out from the pain. Cashier, still scared, wondering what happened? Do not worry, he is not dead, he is just passed out. Cashier looks at Izuku, did you do this? Izuku, yes, I did, you do not have to worry about him, are you alright sir? Cashier still shaken up, yes. Izuku picks up money and hands it to the cashier, I believe this belongs to you. Cashier, thank you so much sir. Shakes Izuku's hand. Izuku, no problem, just doing what any hero would do. Cashier, wait sir, can I ask what your name is? Izuku, it is fine, you can call me Masked Ninja. Cashier, thank you Masked Ninja. Izuku nods and body flickers away. Izuku appears on top of a building looking over the city. Replace Itachi with Izuku in his ninja suit with his mask on. Izuku, you know, if it wasn't for the thugs and villains roaming the streets, this could be a peaceful city. Itachi, yet bad, the world does not work that way. Izuku, don't worry, I will make sure to bring peace to this world when I become a full-fledged hero, not this temporary false peace that All Might has brought upon us. As Izuku was deep in, though a crow landed on his shoulder. Izuku, so what did you find? As he looks into the crow's eyes, he sees that a group of thugs grabbed a girl and forcefully dragged her into an alleyway. When Izuku got the information from the crow, he then jumps onto another building, jumping the building towards the location he got from the crow. Izuku gets to the location as he was on top of the building right above them. As he sees the girl they are holding hostage, he recognizes her hair and face. Izuku, Kendo. Thug 1: looks like we got ourselves a feisty one, huh boys, let's have some fun with her. Thug 2: holding her right arm against the wall. Thug 3: holding her left arm. Kendo, let me go, she struggles to try and get free. Thug leader, stop struggling girl, no one is going to come to your rescue, so be a good girl and play nice, as he grabs her shirt and rips it, show her breast. Kendo, still trying to get free. Thug 1: don't worry, I will make sure that you enjoy what you're about to experience, as he starts to unzip his pants. Kendo starts to cry as a tear left her eye as she closed her eyes, and then she heard screaming. Thug 3 and 2 and 1: no, make it stop, no. Thug leader 1 looks on, what the hell, what's going on here? They then heard footsteps walking toward him. Izuku, you know, it's people like you that make me absolutely sick, trying to rape a girl, you really are just a sick asshole. Thug leader, who the hell are you? Stop hiding and come out. He then pulls out a gun and grabs Kendo, placing his gun on her head. Come out or fucking shoot this bitch. Izuku walks out of the shadows, really taking a hostage. That just shows how depraved and cowardly you truly are, with his Sharingan activated, staring at the man. Thug leader, oh, just some punk trying to play hero. Well, look here, hero, I wouldn't sound so confident if I were you. I am the one holding all the cards here. He then points his gun at Izuku. Thug leader, die, you piece of shit. Shoots gun at Izuku. Izuku, walking towards the man slowly as the bullets pass right through him thanks to Obito's ability. Thug leader keeps shooting until his gun is empty. What the fuck are you? Pulls out knife and points it at Kendo's neck. I may not have any bullets left, but I will cut this bitch. If you think I am playing, then try me. Izuku, before you do that, I just want to give some helpful advice. Thug leader, and what is that? Izuku, you should really open your eyes and take a good look at yourself. Thug leader, what the fuck is that sup? As he says that, Kendo burst into crows. So does Izuku. The thug then sees two crimson red eyes. The thug opens his eyes and sees that Kendo is in Izuku's arm being held bridal style. Izuku, well, good thing you opened your eyes before it was too late. A little bit more and you would have cut your own throat. Thug leader, what are you? Looks down to see his knife pointing towards his throat. Before the thug could react, he was punched in the gut by Izuku, knocking the wind completely out of him as the thug then drops to his knees, then passed out. Izuku then turns around to walk towards Kendo. He then knelt down and asked, "Izuku, are you alright, miss?" Kendo looks at Izuku with tears in her eyes. "Thank you so much." Izuku then takes off his cloak and gives it to her. "Here, this will cover you up." Kendo, "Thank you," takes the cloak and wraps it around herself. Izuku, "Would you like for me to walk you home?" Kendo, "Thank you, that would be nice, I'd really appreciate it." Izuku, "Alright then, by the way, what is your name?" Kendo, "Itsuka Kendo." Izuku, that name sounds familiar. Do you by any chance know a boy by the name Izuku Midoriya?" Kendo, "Yes, how do you know him?" Izuku, "When he first came to jail, me and him became friends. I talked to him about what happened to him and he told me everything about his former friends and some others. He talked very highly of you though." Kendo blushes. "He did? What did he say about me?" Izuku, "That you were a very beautiful and attractive woman and a skilled fighter in martial arts." Kendo, Really, he said that about me?" Izuku, "Yes, he did. He said that although he did not know you that well, he believed that you could be a very strong hero in the future." Kendo, wow, looks down sad. Izuku, "What is wrong, Ms. Kendo?" Kendo, it's a shame that Midoriya died in prison. Wait, if you were in prison with him, where were you when he got killed?" Izuku, "Sadly, they released me the month before he was killed. I kept visiting him, checking on him whenever I could. Words cannot express how sorry I am. That is why I am doing this vigilante work, trying to clear his name. Even though he is dead, I made a promise that I would prove that Izuku Midoriya is innocent." As he says this, they stop at Kendo's house. Kendo, "Well, this here is my stop. Thank you." For sees that no one is with her. "Oh well, that was rude, disappearing out of nowhere like that. Oh damn it, he didn't even tell me his name." Oh well, goes inside her house. Izuku, "I am sure that we will meet again." Itsuka Kendo disappears using Kamui. Chapter 7, The End.